I think it requires tremendous dedication and commitment to complete a program like this. You're all busy professionals, very busy schedules, and despite that busy time and probably the lack of work-life balance, you took time to acquire some new knowledge and new skills. And I think, honestly, I feel that your institutions are very privileged to have professionals like you who dedicate time to sharpening their knowledge and updating themselves and so on. And I know that you worked very hard. I could see that in the presentations that you made today. At least, I'm sure my faculty colleagues will be really delighted to hear that you've already begun to apply many of the concepts that you studied in the classroom and elsewhere. And the conversations that you had with each other was really very enlightening for me, as well as I think must have been very useful for you. So as we celebrate this milestone, I cannot resist but leaving you with a few thoughts. One, as we all recognize, the healthcare sector is very rapidly evolving. That means very strong leadership is essential to guide our institutions through these changes. And it's not appropriate for me to talk about leadership when Dr. Shetty sits here. But still, I'm going to venture into talking about one or two things, really. I think to be successful, leaders need to be adaptable and innovative. Be willing to try new things, learn new things. And you've shown that you are ready to do that. I also feel leadership is not about position or title, though, of course, it does matter to us in the short run. It's about influence and impact. And influence and impact, I think, comes with empathy and trust. Two attributes today I think the medical profession really needs to look at very, very carefully. And as we discussed before, I think you don't have to look anywhere further than your own, hospital to see that. To see the kind of empathy that your leadership shows and the trust. And I'm not mentioning this because Dr. Shetty is here. I wouldn't normally do this, but I've had the privilege of sitting in one or two of, I have the privilege of sitting in his room for some other work where he was consulting. And it was really amazing to experience the kind of empathy and he showed, and the trust patients showed in him. And I think that's a cultural trait that Narayana Health carries. Many other hospitals carry, of course, but I think that is something that's extremely valuable. So with empathy and trust, I think you have the opportunity to influence and impact your patients, your colleagues, your community, and the ability to make a positive difference. The last thought I want to leave you with is one more thing about leadership. Leadership is not about going about it alone. It's about building and empowering teams. It is about surrounding yourself passionate and talented people and working together, which is what you are, which is what your institution is. And I think the next step for us is to take this passion forward and make leaders out of others, people who report to you, people who you report to, and so on. And I hope you feel really excited by what you have learned here, the connections that you have made. And as you complete this program, I urge you to stay connected to this network you've built over the last few months. In doing so, you will lift up each other, you will elevate healthcare, and you will change the world. All the best for that. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Now I'll like to request Professor Harita to come and have a few words.
Hello and welcome back. When Professor Jose was talking about, initial days where we were all thinking about how do we go about designing this program, I was just thinking about it since last couple of days when I heard about the valedictory taking place today evening, and how far and long we have come since then, and how much I myself have learned, and I hope you all have learned from this program has changed us as individuals, right? As professionals, as administrators, and I felt really good about it. I felt really happy that we started this journey thanks to Dr. Devi Shetty pushing us, saying that an institute like IIM Bangalore, you have so much to offer, and you must make sure that this good deed gets done while I'm still here at the helm. So by now, I think you all have figured out what IMB has to offer and the kind of faculty members that we have, especially those who specialize on healthcare related aspects. And, I must say that through this program, we ourselves have found that what we are capable of doing. And it has been a long journey, and we have tried to offer what best we could in this particular space. And I do hope that that has changed all of you as individuals, as administrators, and have made you a better individual. Because some of you, when I was talking to you about, what has changed and whether you are able to apply some of the concepts that you have learned in the course, you said that we are definitely applying it to ourselves as individuals. And I think that's a beginning. That's a great beginning, because when we are able to see where are the inefficiencies, where are the scopes for improvement, once we start gaining success at individual level, we will also start applying it. We will build that confidence to apply to, in the organizations whenever we see there are improvements possible, scope for improvement. So I think it's just a journey that has begun. If you ask me, as Professor Jose mentioned, you have taken time out of your precious, lives, and, especially given the kind of careers that you have, the kind of pressures you have as, healthcare professionals. It's amazing that you took out so much time to do so many courses with us and successfully completed it, and also applied some of these concepts through your capstone projects. I say that it's a great beginning, and please go forward and don't stop, because as I was saying in my course also that, India healthcare investments, demand versus supply gaps, right? Does it ring a bell? So there's so much to be done to bridge the gap. And, you don't have to look anywhere else. Your own Narayana and the way Dr. Shetty began his journey and how he has built the Narayana Health City, and not just in India, everywhere else in the world. Such an inspiration. I keep showing his video of assembly line based surgeries, cardiac surgeries in every one of my operations management course. And it just inspires so many more people. He has no idea how many people he is inspiring. And you have such a great leader, and you get to work with him every day. And you also got to go through the program that came about because of him. So I say that please make the best use of all the learnings you got out of this program. And remember that, now you know that there is so much more improvement possible. You cannot close your eyes. When you didn't know, then it was another story. Now that when you are able to see, when you are able to walk down your corridors, you are able to look at your OTs, your labs, and you see there is so much more improvement possible, you cannot shut your eyes. So please go out there, improve systems and processes, and make sure that others in your teams learn, and make it into a movement, because we need all the capacity that is out there, all the improvement that is out there to meet our, to bridge the gap between demand and supply in this country. Okay. And the last thought I want to leave with you is that, we do a lot of work at IIM Bangalore. As you saw, there were at least 10 faculty members I think you came across in the, and there are several more who also work on healthcare. And we keep having a lot of healthcare related programs, initiatives. So please keep an eye on what's going on. For example, we just did a couple of weeks ago a conclave on the first national conclave on non-transplant organ retrieval centers. Again, there the the objective is how to bridge this gap between supply and demand. We have so much demand for transplantable organs, and we have so many deceased patients, brain dead patients due to road accidents. We have more than 1.5 lakh people who succumb to brain death every year in this country, but hardly 2,000 organs come about through those deceased donors. So we are trying to bridge that gap. We are helping hospitals to create that supply by declaring brain death and creating processes. So that is one initiative we are taking about. There's going to be another conference that's one of our healthcare program participants are going to conduct in November. It's called Aishmat. That happens every year. Again, it's meant for healthcare professionals. So there's a lot that happens at IIM Bangalore related to healthcare, and you can make connections. You can contribute as healthcare professionals to the good work that we are trying to do to the best of our abilities. So I welcome you all to come and participate in these events, and feel free to write to me if you need any help, anytime in improving any project. I'll be there. Okay. And all the best. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor Harita. Those were some really valuable thoughts that you've shared, and that will keep us thinking. I'd like to invite Professor Rishi, our director, to address the gathering.
Yeah, very good evening to all of you. At the outset, let me congratulate all of you for completing this program. Also, a warm welcome to all the family members who are here. It's really nice to see so many of you here to appreciate the efforts that your, whether it be parent or your spouse, has really made in going through this particular program with us. When we started this program, I must admit that we were a little apprehensive. What we were apprehensive about is the very, very busy schedule that healthcare professionals have and the kind of demands we would be making on their time in the process of rolling out this program. So I remember discussing it with Vasanthi and others right in the beginning. Will people be able to keep up with this pace? I mean, every week some new material is being released. Will they be able to really keep up with the material, do all the assessments, and will they be able to complete the courses? So I'm really delighted to see that so many of you have lasted the course. Not only have you kept up with the pace of the program, I'm sure with many challenges, but you have successfully completed the entire learning journey. And by all reports, I think you've had a reasonably good time doing that. So I must compliment you for your ability to persevere and complete whatever we had to offer in the program. My colleagues have already thanked Dr. Devi Shetty for his contributions and support. Well, not only was he the inspiration for this program, I think he also helped us in terms of trying to understand what we need to cover. Right before we started the program, several of our faculty colleagues visited his hospital, spoke to him, got advice, spoke to many others in the Narayana healthcare system. Mr. Pani was very helpful, for example, so I would like to acknowledge his support as well. So I think many people contributed to improving our understanding of healthcare and hospitals, and this enabled us to offer a much better program. So thanks to everyone who contributed to making this possible. I didn't have much of an opportunity to interact with you directly, though I think many of you did my course on managing innovation. So I'm happy that at least today we get a chance to meet face to face. Going forward, I think the only thing you need to do is remember that to keep this learning going, you have to make a lot of effort perhaps in unexpected directions. I remember many years ago, I saw a very interesting video. This was about a children's hospital in London. And essentially what they found in their hospital was that they were having a lot of challenges in making transitions. For example, in helping their pediatric patients transition from the ICU to the ward, or sometimes from the emergency to the ICU, things like that. And one of the things they realized was that they were not doing something right in coordinating all these transfers. So the doctors were wondering, how do you solve this problem? So apparently one of the doctors was watching one of the most unusual sources of inspiration. He was watching an F1 race, Formula 1 race on TV. And then he saw the way the cars get overhauled during the pit stop. In just a matter of seconds, the car, the wheels are changed, fuel is put into the car, windshield is wiped. I mean, there's so many changes that happen, and it all has to happen flawlessly, because if that doesn't happen, the car will get stuck and it won't be able to get back on the track. So taking this as an inspiration, finally, the hospital invited some people from the F1 team to come and share their experience. And they realized they need to completely revamp all the procedures, SOPs, whatever they had for transitions in the hospital. And they need to get into much more detail. I mean, that's how the F1 teams were managing this whole process. And finally, with the inspiration and the ideas they got from F1, they were able to completely revamp their process and reduce the mortality of infants and small children in their hospital. So the only reason I'm giving you this example is to say that, of course, we taught you a lot of formal things during the program, and we went into all these 10 modules. But I think in the long run, you have to look sometimes to unusual directions to find ideas and solutions. My course was on managing innovation, and often the best ideas come from the most unusual places. So while Harita will help you search around in the hospital for a lot of process improvement, please do look around outside as well, because you never know from which direction you will get the right ideas and inspiration to do things in a very different way. So I'd just like to again wish you all the best. We hope many of you will remain in touch with the Institute. We look forward to future opportunities of interacting with you. Thanks once again for your perseverance in completing the program. And I'd like to thank all my faculty colleagues as well as the entire IMBX team for all the effort they put into offering this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director, for those words. I'd like to invite Dr. Devi Shetty to address the gathering.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, and all my friends here. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you Honestly, I never thought so many doctors, nurses, and busy administrators, technicians will be able to complete the course. With a lot of josh, you would have joined, but I wasn't sure whether you will pursue. Congratulations. This is the first sign of success. I would like to thank the faculty of IIM and the management for making this happen. It's very, very important that healthcare industry requires large number of professionals, and the professionals should come from within who understand healthcare, who understand patients, who understand doctors, nurses, and they're all bound by the empathy. And that's a very rare combination. So we are privileged that the doctors, nurses, technicians, administrators working in the industry are taking up this course. And we expect you to go out and campaign for the course so that a lot more of your colleagues will join. Just want to let the faculty of IIM know that I had interaction with several students who have just completed the course. They are extremely, extremely happy with the way the course was conducted and what they have learned. You have done a truly remarkable job. Please convey this to all your colleagues. Why is it important for healthcare to have a professional training program for the healthcare professionals? It is very important that future of healthcare will be dramatically different than what it is today. India will become the first country in the world to dissociate healthcare from affluence. India will prove to the world that the wealth of the nation has nothing to do with the wealth of the quality of healthcare its citizens will enjoy. India will prove to the world that the wealth of the family has nothing to do with the quality of healthcare its citizens will enjoy. How this is going to happen? This is going to happen because the kind of a fintech revolution you have seen will happen in funding the healthcare expenses. In simple terms, health insurance. Health insurance will change its shape. It will become dramatically different than what it is today. In healthcare delivery across the world, there are three stakeholders. First one is the hospital. Second important stakeholder is the health insurance company. And the third important stakeholder is the patient. Hospitals do not trust the health insurance company. Health insurance company doesn't trust the hospital. And the patient doesn't trust both parties. When you have the largest industry of the world run by three stakeholders who do not trust each other, there is no way this industry will become scalable, viable, and successful. It's simply not possible. The equation has to change. Why this happens? Because of the conflict of interest. If the insurance company pays the money to the hospital, insurance company loses the money. If the patient requires a treatment and the insurance company has to come and participate with the whole process, they're going to lose the money, so they're not going to cooperate. And unfortunately, in the end, the culprit is always going to be a hospital because we are the interested party. But the business scenario is like this. I'm a heart surgeon. For me, if more people develop heart attack, it is better for my business. I have no incentive to ensure that people don't develop heart attack. Whereas when I become a health insurance company, then my interest is to make sure that people do not develop heart attack, because if they develop heart attack, I have to pay for it. So I will work hard to make sure they don't fall sick. And that is exactly what the customer wants. Then the interest of the patient and the hospital is aligned. Then there is no conflict. So this is the change which will happen, and it will happen very, very soon. Why all these changes are required? It is required because India requires 65 million surgeries a year. And you'll be shocked and surprised to know that only 25 million people undergo surgeries. We need to do 40 million more surgeries than what we are doing today. Where are the hospitals? Where is the bed? Where is the capacity? It will not come up today because people do not have the money. Once there is a financial intermediary called health insurance, everything will change. When that growth happens, that cannot happen unless there are professionals, large number of professionals like all of you, who will participate in running the hospital in a very, very smooth manner. When you go back to your own institution now, as a graduate of healthcare management, do not expect the hospital administrators and the people who are running the hospital come forward and ask you to take up some responsibility. They won't. You look around, see where the inefficiency is, then come up with a project, then you present it to the administrator saying that this is what we are doing. And if we change our process like this, things are going to be different. Then they will listen. So it's very, very important for you to be proactive. And that is the only way things can change. I just want to end my talk saying that my last advice to all of you, be tech savvy. Technology is going to disrupt this industry completely. And if you want to make healthcare safer for the patient, we need to get the doctors to stop using pen. Doctors, nurses, and medical technicians should stop using the pen. Everything should be documented in a smart digital platform. Then healthcare will become safer for the patient. Once again, I would like to congratulate all of you for being successful in this training program. And I want to congratulate your family for put up with all the nonsense you created at home. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you very much. Now we move on to the moment that you've all been waiting for all evening. We'll start with awarding of the certificates. I'd like to request Director Rishi and Dr. Devi Shetty to please award the certificates to the learners.
Ajay Brahma. Please give a big round of applause, please.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
Yes.
Akila Nayak. Pateria. I think he's absent.
He's not come. Yeah.
Amitav Pateria.
Ankit Srimali.
Ankit Srimali. Annu Sarin Johnny. Arjun Alba. Arun R. Atish Shetty.
Atish Shetty is not here.
Atul Bhatnagar. Atul Shetty is in there. It's absent.
Bring the next one.
One person, can you come here for the absentees? One person, you can come here.
We've kept it.
We can keep it. Avinash Niranjan. George. Bonnie Paul.
Let me come in his phone. Christopher Samuel. Debabrata Rakshit. Deepak Padmanabhan. So you can come. Dinesh Chand Gupta. Dinesh Gupta. Dinesh Kumar. Disha Sharma. Divyashri K.A. Ganesh Sambandhamurthy. Mr. Ganesh Sambandhamurthy. Yeah, come.
Gauri Srihan. Ikram Ahmed.
Mr. Ikram has not been able to join us in person today, so his sister will be collecting his certificate on his behalf.
Jayant Kumar Yadav. Jay Prakash Jayvelu. K.V. Kamath. Tanika Sood Sharma. Kaushal M. Trivedi.
Come.
Kavya A. Yara Almeida.
Kiran Mariswamappa. Madhu H.D. Madhu H.D. Yeah. Mahendran. Mahesh Balkishan Malu. Malika Reddy K. Manish Kumar Sharma. He's there. Manish Paliwal. Mayur Shetty. Maushmi Das. Mubin Taj.
Navya Tirumala. Niyati Shah. PM Uthappa. PR Rekha. Poonam Shukla. Prashanjit Ghosh. Neet YV. Pushpa G Nair. Rachit Saxena.
No, he's coming.
He's coming. Rachit Saxena. Rachna Bhargava.
Rajesh Govardhan Hegre. It's not here. Rakesh Chand. Ravi KS. We'll wait for a second. Dr. Ravi is coming. Yeah, Ravi KS. Rashmi Srivastava. Renuka Devi S. Ridhima Jain. Rita Jyoti Sengupta. Ritu Ruhela. Riyan Shetty. Rohit Patwardhan.
Roshan Kore, Rujul Jhaveri, Shoibal Rajodri, Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, Sanjeev Kumar Tilekar, Sanjivita Pati, Sapna Ahuja, Satisha, Sharad Kumar Sharma, Sriya Kanade,
Shivangi Mishra, Shobha Badigar, Sridhar Joshi, Shruti Bansal, Shruti Kohli, Naveen Siddegowda, Somesh Dayal, Sonal Ghosh, Sujit Hurali,
Suman Lata, Suneet Kaur Deva, Sunil Bhatt, Sunit Thakur, Usrut Shetty, Suvarna SH, Urmi Roy, Urvashi Rana, Veena Allen Ugargol, Vidya Bhushan R, Vidya Sagar, Vikas Kapoor, Vivek Shetty.
Congratulations to all the learners of batch 1 of PCHM, all those who have managed to come here in person today, and all those who are joining us virtually also. A big round of applause to all of you. A well-deserved big round of applause. So what's a movie without a little bit of suspense and drama at the end? So we do have a little bit of it planned for you. Before that, my 15 seconds of fame under this spotlight. So who is an achiever? If you think of that, an achiever is probably just another ordinary learner, but someone who enjoys the process and does not give up at all. Dedication, resilience, determination, perseverance, these are some of the qualities that set them apart. Everyone in this batch of learners has displayed these characteristics to varying degrees. We have 3 learners amongst all of you who consistently have displayed these qualities. We would like to acknowledge and appreciate them for this passion and dedication. So we have decided to prolong that suspense a little more. We will let you know about all the qualities that we have observed in these learners. So I'll start describing the first learner. This learner has truly stood out as a shining example of excellence throughout this year-long program. His outstanding performance, marked by consistent punctuality in submitting assignments, showcasing his strong work ethics, and commitment to the program's success, is all very evident to all of us who have worked on this program. Moreover, this learner has distinguished himself as a leader by being the first one to provide valuable feedback and enabling an environment of active participation and collaboration. His dedication, exemplary performance, and active participation in live sessions have not only enriched the program, but have left an indelible mark on the learning community here. Please put your hands together for Dr. Jaiprakash Jaivelu. I told you you'll not be disappointed at the end, please. I'll continue. You want to do this? Amidst personal, professional commitments, this learner has displayed remarkable dedication and promptness throughout this one-year-long program. The ability to excel academically while managing personal and professional responsibilities is a testament to the exceptional time management skills and determination. This learner has exceeded the course requirements at every step, proving that sustained efforts can indeed lead to outstanding academic achievement. We applaud this learner's remarkable performance and commend her for being an inspiring role model for fellow participants in our program. All of you get hands for that. Kanika Sud Sharma. Pleasure. We are truly ignited by the remarkable journey of this learner who has demonstrated steadfast determination and dedication in successfully completing the much demanding one-year-long hospital management program. This learner's achievement serves as a shining example of lifelong learning, proving that age is no barrier to acquiring new skills and knowledge. His commitment to personal growth and his commitment in tackling the challenges of this program both are admirable and motivating. We celebrate his exceptional achievement and the valuable perspective he has brought to this learning community. His achievements remind all of us that pursuit of knowledge knows no age limit, and it's never too late to reach new heights of success. Please put your hands together for Mr. Debabrata Rakshit. He totally deserves a thunderous round of applause. Yeah. Oh, it's a pleasure. Yeah. We'd like to invite these outstanding achievers if they would like to say a few words. Please feel free. We're all ears.
Thank you, sir. I did not expect this. I try my level best to complete the course. That was the intention, because it is not an easy task out of the family. I completed my PhD last year. Last 6 years has been a tremendous task for me. And out of that, like, okay, lot of sacrifices and other things, I did it. But thank you very much, all the professors. Let me start with Professor Arita. You taught us what is value-added and non-value-added services. I kept looking at what is value-added and non-value. Sometimes what is regarded as non-value-added services by some perceptions, it seems to add value to the intangible value, particularly intangible value for brand differentiation. It's just a perceptual difference. So I'm still working on to identify what is value-added and non-value-added. I think like Professor Jose will agree with me about the brand differentiation. And coming to Professor Padmini, she taught us, before this course, my financial acumen is almost zero. While attending this course, I was asking all, what is the equation? Asset and equity and liability. I don't know the equation. I mean, I'm not shy enough to say this, but she taught us how to improve the PAT of an organization, at the same time, how to improve the PAT for our pockets. I'll just discuss with my the directors while I go back with Naveen Sharma sir, and then like, okay, Amit Bura says to work on the PAT for the pockets. I think like, okay, everybody will agree with. And I also like agree, Professor Deepthi Ganapati, okay, the teaching from you is not complete. Still, I'm working on it, and it will be like, okay, continuous process. Communication plays a very, very important role, not only in the initial phase of the treatment, but also in the continuous. We ensure, I'm more into like stroke rehabilitation. I'm more into coma arousal. My teaching and the therapy doesn't stop when the patient leaves the hospital. We keep a continuous follow-up. We give telephonic and video calls. We ensure the patient improves, whether it takes 6 months or whether it takes 1 year, whether it takes 2 years. We ensure that the patient recovers completely. Because patient education, Dr. Kanika said, initial phase education is important. I would like to add on to that. Okay, Dr. Kanika and Dr. Rachit, initial phase alone is not important. If the patient goes home after the stroke and after 6 months, after 3 months, he comes to the bed sore and then deformity, and where he can just he could have been walking with a minor stroke or moderate intensity of stroke, because of lack of education, lack of awareness, lack of opportunity. They are disadvantaged group, those who can't afford for the rehab program, they come with a deformity. It is a failure on the healthcare system. So I focus on rehabilitating the patients, though it's not a lucrative field. Rehab is not a lucrative field. Still, with the NH culture, with all the management support I get from Narayana Gurugram and the Narayana Dharamshila, nobody focus on revenue. They said patient has to improve. Our founder or Dr. Devi Shetty's message is that the solution which is not affordable is not at all a solution. So we are working towards it. Okay, we're working towards it. And other than that, I have to mention all the professors' name: Professor Allen, Professor Shankar, and Professor Ashish Mishra, and every professor add value to the value to ourselves, to improve ourselves, our own personal life and personal, as well as the professional front. It's not necessarily at the professional front alone. In your personal life also, we are applying all the principles of value added and non-value added, time spending, what we are spending on that. And last, Professor Krishnan, I will come back to you for creating an AA app by feeding in Indian Framingham data for cardiovascular as well as cerebrovascular diseases. My focus is towards prevention. I'll take another 2 minutes of explaining my journey. 20 years back, we used to confine to a ICU, cardiovascular ICU. Out of 20 bedded ICU, we used to focus on one patient who has been difficult to wean off, who has been on bedridden. That's the thing. At the end of the year, somebody asked me, and I don't know, in the appraisal meeting, one of my senior asked me and told, JP, your team is good. You're doing day and night, 24 hours coverage. But I'll tell you the truth. Your revenue is zero from the cardiac surgery. I was surprised. From then, I was searching for Professor Padmini Srinivasan. I was searching for that. But suddenly, the neurosurgeon came. I don't search for Padmini Srinivasan. Come to our ICU, because we need your help to bring the coma patient out of the ICU. Bring the coma patient to work on the pulmonary system of a neurological patients. Your need in the cardiac ICU is not that much needed. Your need is more important in the neurological ICU. Because in a cardiac ICU, most of the patients recover. The pulmonary complications is less. So we went into the neuro ICU. Then he said, okay, work on that. Then I followed his advice. Suddenly, he said, patients coma se bahar aa gaya. Jay Prakash, how do you say it's all because of your effort? It's because of time. Then he said, collect data. How I can prove? Collect the data. We collected around 4,000 head injury patients data, Barthel, modified ranking scale, and Konofsky. Then he said, now you go to Hyderabad in a World Stroke Congress, you present it. We presented around 22 papers from the Institute of Neurosciences. And then there, my journey towards research begins. So it's a long journey. So now, with the help of Professor Krishna and Professor Vinay, I will be working on maybe creating an AA app for prevention purposes. We'll feeding the data for cerebrovascular and cardiovascular diseases and find out what prevents these diseases, because prevention is better than cure. And in one of the curtain raiser, Mr. Viren Shetty said that we are working on physiotherapy. We are working on prevention aspects involving physiotherapists. I was delighted to hear that word physiotherapy. Okay. And I'm happy that to stand here in front of all the professors. And I thank all the professors for the tireless effort and in creating the videos, online videos. It doesn't mean an online course means, many people think online course means it's a substandard, but you proved to us and proved to the world, it is a standard, highest standard what we can just do. And this is the first ever course which I have attended so far, okay, which is of highest quality, and happy to hear that and happy to be here. And I thank like all the professors. Maybe like, okay, all the professors need a standing ovation. Okay. Can we have a standing ovation for all the professors for helping us to reach this stage and helping me to talk in front of the thing. Okay. It is a tireless effort for not only the professors, course coordinators, and rest all the people have put in a lot of effort day and night to make this course as a successful program. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I must admit, first of all, I'm really overwhelmed with the gesture given to us by the professors and the IMBX team. It was totally out of the blue. So I did not have any speech prepared for it, but I will say what I feel is my heartfelt expression towards this course. So as I said to Shetty sir in the morning, we are really thankful, first of all, IIMB and NH have taken this initiative to create this platform for clinicians like us to pursue something which is very important in our careers. And I also request at the outset itself that you also need to work upon in creating this platform for young doctors, because we, after 20 years of our career, are learning things which we should have learned 20 years back. So if you can come over with the NMC, some platform where just after internship, people are getting an exposure to all this. I think the nascent, the learning phase is the time when they will develop habits and not reforming at an age like ours. So please do take that suggestion from me. And I really feel really happy to stand on behalf of all my colleagues here, because I feel it is all the clinicians who find it difficult to do any course when they are in leadership position or an administrative position. But IMBX has been successful in creating such a flexible schedule for us. And we pushed our boundaries, no doubt. We missed out a lot of family functions. Our children were like, your homework or my homework, you prioritize. But by the end of it, I think we prioritized. That is what our professors taught us. Make a morning checklist. Dr. Vasanti said, make a things to do list, prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. And I think that is how this program actually worked wonders for us. We learned a lot. I think as a doctor, I always felt my communication skills are good, but after Madam's course, I realized I'm not a good listener. It was an eye-opener and an ear opener for me. So I opened my ears to listening, then more speaking. I engaged more into understanding what the patient wants to say rather than what I have to say to the patient. So the learning is immense. I cannot sum that up in my 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or a 20 minutes talk. The learning has been immense. Mathematics, my weak zone, shown like anything. I quit mathematics after 10th standard. I wanted to be a doctor. I don't want to do maths. But financial acumen and statistics, I'm thankful to both the professors. They have made me have an interest in mathematics, and I believe I got one of the best scores in my own professional career in stats as well as financial acumen. That only you people could have taken out of me. And I think each one of the professors has a very, very unique skill set in offering what he has. And we as clinicians now will have a lot to offer when we go back. And JP and me, I think we meet every week. JP is so excited every week about the modules, and he comes over for discussions. He nudges me also that, okay, have you done the course? Have you finished the assessment? And I think you need colleagues and peers also. So if you are taking up courses, you should have a good peer group who also pushes you so that you can reach up to the landmarks in well time. So I would want to end by saying that it is an effort which we have made in a journey, and it is well acknowledged by you, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. Sir, good evening, Dr. Shetty, and good evening, my all faculty members. And I think my mathematician and statistician is sitting there. I do not know why he should also come here. The thing is, I am been honored only because, maybe because of my age. I am 73. So actually, this is, as healthcare worker, this is my second innings. My first innings, I was a banker. I was with Canara Bank. I retired in 2010. Then 2011 January, I joined one small hospital at Howrah in West Bengal. That is West Bank Hospital. And after that, that West Bank Hospital and R.N. Tagore Hospital, it started both in the same year, 1998. And Sir took over in 2014, our West Bank Hospital. And he was gracious to keep me or allowing me to continue in West Bank Hospital, now renamed as Narayana Multi-Speciality Hospital. And I am looking after head administration of Narayana Multi-Speciality. And at the same time, legal and statutory compliance for both the hospitals. We have two hospitals, Narayana Super Speciality, which is an onco and cardio specialty, and Narayana Multi-Speciality. So when this course started, I never thought of that I'll be able to continue. But sincerely speaking, as spoken by my earlier speaker, the schedule, and it was the flexible schedule and the support system which IIMB has given to all of us. I am grateful to all of you. Grateful, and really this has enriched me, not only enriched me, what is written here, I only wish that this let our study be enlightening others, those with whom we are working, from tomorrow we will be sharing our platforms. Let us try to enlighten them with the course materials and with the perception change what we have obtained. Thank you, Sir Dr. Shetty. It is my rare privilege and my gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
So as we come to the end of this wonderful journey, on behalf of the IMBX team, I'd like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude and a big thank you to each one of you. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate and thank the stars of today, our learners who have come in person and the ones who have joined us virtually as well. So just a word of caution. In those folders, you have on one side you have your certificates, on the other side you have your transcripts. You can choose to show one of it to your children and the other one could just be hidden somewhere. Behind every successful learner, I'm sure there is a family here which has been a strong source of support to each one of you. Bringing this year-long journey to fruition would not have been possible without the support of the family members. So please give a huge round of applause to all your family members. We'd like to thank Dr. Devi Shetty, our chairperson, and a huge source of inspiration to us always. Your presence today has added immense value, and your words of advice will linger in our minds and motivate us. Thank you, Professor Rishi, for your constant encouragement and guidance. We are always grateful for the support we receive from you on a daily basis. Thank you, Professor Harita, for taking the time out of your busy schedule and gracing us with your presence today. Thank you for the knowledge and expertise that you have shared with us here. We want to also thank Professor Jose and Professor Vasanthi, who has not been able to make it here in person today, but I'm sure she's probably thinking of all this and the function that's happening here today. They have been the idea, the minds behind this program. They have been our program directors, and along with all our faculty, they have helped us and guided us through this whole year and longer, since the time the program was conceived to help us deliver it in the way that we have been able to do it. Thank you so much, Professor Jose. We'd like to also thank the administration and the communications team, the AV team, and the support staff here for their support. They are the heroes behind the scenes who make all these events possible for us. Last but not the least, the IMDX team. This team is a perfect example of achieving excellence through teamwork and collaboration. Hooray to the whole team. Yeah, sure. Please, the team is being asked to come on stage. Sure. We'll have a group photo here with the participants and Dr. Devi Shetty in a while. After that, we can proceed for dinner. The team will guide you towards the venue for dinner. Just 1 minute I'd like to take. Those who have not come earlier and completed the registration process, please stay back after the photograph. There is something that you need to collect from us. Also, there were 2 learners who had left their bags in N001 only. So please stay back and collect your bags from us. Yeah, the IMDX team, please, you're being invited here on stage. There's Nisha and Vijaya, who's always there supporting us and protecting us from the brickbats that we sometimes tend to get.
Actually, the faculty get a lot of the credit, but these courses are never possible without the fantastic support of the team that works actually. So many of you said you had a great learning experience, and I would say 90% is because of the hard work people put in here. We only provide the content, but everything from the recording to editing to traveling with you on your learning journey, this is the team that does it. So I think Alan, Deepthi, Shankar, I think you're also invited. Please come. Ideally, I would request Mr. Pani also to join us because he's one of the people who initially helped us and has been with us all through. So. So may I request all the participants to come on stage for a photograph with the director, faculty, and Dr. Devi Shetty. Just the participants, please. Families, if you would like, we can do it later, but only the participants, please. That's round one. One with the right hands. Completed. So we will be moving to the MDC lawns for dinner. Our team members would be around to guide you. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I have told